How you been, Jessica?
Good. Hi, Yashin. Hey, Vic.
Yes.
Bottom of page 16.
Yes.
Bond revoked 2501.
Okay.
Please. You don't need the translator? Do you speak English, sir?
Okay.
You are Mr. Flores. Yes. Mr. Flores, you're charged of driving while intoxicated. This is a second that's being reduced to a first, correct?
Yes, Judge, that's correct.
Shh. Mr. Flores, you're charged of driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're now reducing your DWI to a Class B first offense, but you need to understand 2 and 1 still make 2. You pick up another DWI. What happens?
Whoa, pause right there. Did you catch that? Mr. Flores is facing a year in jail or $4,000 in fines. But somehow this second DWI is being knocked down to a first offense. How? Why? Is this a legal miracle or just a well-negotiated plea deal? Drop a comment. Do you think second-time offenders should get this kind of break?
Happens?
Yeah, it's on.
No. Wrong. What happens?
Felony.
Up to 10 years in prison. And you don't have to be falling down, slippy ass drunk to pick up. All you need is just a mind.
Judge isn't sugarcoating anything. Even the mildest odor of alcohol can lead to 10 years in prison. That's not drama, that's the law. And trust me, courts do look at your record. 1 sniff, 1 bad night, and boom, felony time. Ever heard of someone getting hit hard for a minor mistake? Tell us your story below.
Mildest odor, they pull you over, they look at your record, boom, it's over. Do you understand? Even if you've had a sip of alcohol, I would never get into a car because it's a huge risk. Do you understand? Just the agreement that you have worked out, Mr. Flores, is there. It is a 180-day jail sentence to be probated for 12 months. You must do a repeat offender DWI education class. 3 victim impact panels. Substance abuse treatment. You must do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess other conditions, you must fulfill them.
Getting into the real consequences classes, community service, interlock devices, and total lifestyle monitoring. This isn't just a punishment, it's a complete behavioral overhaul. Think this kind of sentencing works to prevent repeat offenses, or is it just another costly checklist? 3. or jail. That's the deal. And for every $100 you don't pay, it's 1 full day behind bars. This part of the system often gets overlooked. Justice costs money. Can't pay? You're doing time. Fair or flawed? Let us know what you think.
No breath test refusal. If you are pulled over in a car and an officer asks you to submit a breath test, you must do it while you're on this probation. If you don't, then you're in violation of this probation and you will get a warrant issued for your arrest. No drugs, no alcohol, guardian interlock, and 25 hours of community service. Is this how you understand the agreement?
I understand.
You also need to understand that DWI is big business. Because this is a second offense, you will be required to pay the DPS supervisor fee. So that is now $3,000 that you will be required to pay. And if you don't, then you will sit every day, 1 day in jail for every $100 you owe. Somehow, I have to get your attention. And if it's not by money, then it will be through. Do you understand? It's unacceptable. Every single day, someone dies from a DWI in our county. No more. Do you understand? If you violate this probation, a warrant for your arrest will be issued. You will go to jail and I'm going to bring you back out. And you are looking at 180 days in jail. That means no drugs, no alcohol. You must do your classes on time. You pick up a new case, it's just not going to go well for you. You're giving up the right to a trial, the right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront, cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported excluded from the country, deny naturalization, you give up the right to appeal. How do you plead to this offense? Guilty or not guilty, sir?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I will send you this agreement. So how much is the total for everything?
Everything.
With the 3,000, please.
Ian Brown.
Here's the other thing, Mr. Flores. Because you are taking an additional DWI education class, DPS may suspend your license. So before you start driving, you need to look and you need to contact DPS to see if your license is eligible. If it is not, you cannot drive. If you drive on a suspended license, you're in violation of this probation. Do you understand? Mackenzie, do you mind running his license now?
Yes.
So we can do divide it out by year.
His driver's license is not on your office.
You're not allowed to drive. You will be signing up an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. If I find that you drive, and I don't care what your excuse is, it's really not going to go well for you. Do you understand?
Understand.
Okay.
The court costs, including DPS fine, is $3,500.
What is that? Handheld. 35 homes.
That's including $15 payment payment plan fee.
Okay, so the total amount that you will be required to pay is $3,520. You will be able to pay it through while you're on probation because they will put you on a payment plan. I'm going to tell you, you get caught up again, it's a ton of prison time. You understand? All right, good luck, sir. Today's your lucky day, Miss Spinks.
Good morning, Your Honor.
We're very lucky to have a family that's going to post this $3,000 for you. You need to understand there's serious, serious consequences if you fail to go back. You fail to go, I'm going to revoke this bond. I will set it at 0. The family's going to lose all that money. So do you want, all we're asking you to do is go back to this jurisdiction within the 2 weeks of your release. Don't wait until the last day because it's Murphy's Law dictates what can happen will happen, and I don't care about excuses. So if you try to wait till 2 days before to go up there and my car breaks down, my dog died, I don't care. Do you understand? So I would make arrangements as soon as you get out. Okay? All right.
I want you to know that she has a lawyer working right now to set up a court date, so hopefully she
I
can provide
don't
that.
care if you come back here and it's post 2 weeks and the lawyer hasn't done squat. It doesn't matter to me. Don't depend on whoever because it's on you if you don't make it up there within 2 weeks to turn yourself in. And they haven't done what they're supposed to do. They promise you the moon, sun. Okay. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great day.
You don't need another card, right?
This is Esparza, or you may have her as Matthews.
Good morning, Mrs. Esparza. And you were charged with you were facing up to 6 months.
Keep it down, keep it down.
Facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 30 days in jail with credit for the 60 that you've done. You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty to this, it will go on your record. You can never change this. Is this what you want to do? How do you plead to the offense, man? How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? I'm going to find you guilty, send you to the 30, credit for 60. You also need to understand that this now makes 2. What happens on the next one? Years instead of years. Oh, this was a long sentence. Then you're looking at years. You understand?
Yes, sir.
For a case of beer. Good luck. Okay, thanks, Laurie.
Thank you, Bye.
Yes, sir.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, Mr. West. Mr. West, you're charged with criminal trespass. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You've worked out an agreement where they're offering you 30 days in jail credit for the 9 days that you've done. You need to understand that this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. You can never take it off. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. Do you understand?
And there's also a criminal mischief charge he's pleading.
Oh, I see that too. It looks like the criminal mischief is going to be dismissed.
No, he's pleading to that as well.
Oh, he is. I don't have one.
I only got one, and I didn't get enough.
Are they not filed?
Should be fine.
They
It should be
did.
fine.
Sorry.
I didn't get it. I'm sorry, but let me see that one. I only have the first one.
You are harder to get a hold of than the Pope. Why don't you come to court? When you come to court, good things happen, man. You
Yeah,
know?
it should have been, I've been weighing gas, and it should be hard for me to get up here.
Come on, man.
I'm not, that's the only reason.
When you come to court, good things happen. We have things that we can give you, cell phones, tablets, food, place to eat, place to sleep, whatever you want, we can give you. All you got to do is come to court. This is all the time. Come to court. From now on, it's now, because of the two, now you're facing a minimum 90 days in jail. Any new cases that you pick up. You go back to this place where this trespass was from. It's probably not going to go well for you. Do you understand? So on your mischief case, it's the same deal applies. It's 30 days in jail, credit for the 9 days that you've done. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront, cross-examine accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it will go on your record. You never take it off. Is this what you want to do, Mr. West? How do you plead to both cases, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
You're facing a year on the mischief and then 6 months on the other one. If you pick up any new cases, come to court. It's not hard. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Lawyer is here now. Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On February 27th, 2025, the officer was dispatched to the area 3800 block of Mason Road in reference to a suspicious vehicle call. Call notes advised there was an unknown female who was asleep behind the wheel of her vehicle, which was running at the time in a moving lane of travel. Upon arrival, the officers made contact with the defendant and observed her asleep in the driver's seat of the vehicle, and the officers removed the keys from the vehicle to prevent further damage. As the officer was doing this, the defendant woke up and attempted to put the vehicle in drive and leave the scene. The defendant was unsuccessful, and the officers also observed an open container behind the driver's seat and observed an odor of marijuana coming from the vehicle. The defendant was detained and admitted to consuming alcohol prior to driving, stating she consumed alcohol 4 hours prior, then stating it was 2 hours. The defendant stated she was probably drinking tequila, the open container of the vehicle was a bottle of tequila, and the defendant was transported to the police station for standard field sobriety tests. HGN 3 out of 6, walk and turn 5 out of 8, one leg stand 1 out of 4. The DIC was read and the defendant consented to breath. The results were .118 and .115.
Are you telling me that she's drinking while driving, or
Your
is
Honor,
there evidence of that?
That would touch on any indication that
Okay. Ms. Blackson, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand? So does she have any prior DWIs, number one? Number two, does she have a valid Texas driver license? Alex, please.
one will be, Your Honor. Her license is eligible and no priors.
Got it. Okay. Ma'am, so you can continue to drive, but you're not allowed to drive unless you have valid liability insurance as well. You must have car insurance to drive. Do you understand? Okay. Now you have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. You do not have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with counsel and they will tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If they tell me they can't get a hold of you because you've gone AWOL, you pick up a new case, you become a danger to our community, I will revoke your bond. You understand? Okay. I'll have you sign a receipt with Victoria. We'll have you get with Fleischer for your bond conditions, and after that, you're free to go.
Good morning.
Arson, you're helping out.
Today's going to cost you big.
Pero va a costar un grande.
Get ready.
Prepare.
It's gonna cost you big today, Mr. Lazo.
Uy, señor Lazo.
You're charged of driving while intoxicated, second offense. You're also charged with failure to stop and give information. Shh.
Información.
You have
Usted
worked
tiene
out an agreement where they're offering you 1 year in Harris County Jail to be probated for 18 months. You must do a thinking for a change or victim impact panels, a repeat offender DWI education class. You must also do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see if other conditions must be added. If they add other conditions, you must complete them. No breath test refusal, meaning that if you're pulled over in a car, an officer asks you to submit a breath test, you must do it. No drugs, no alcohol, guardian interlock, $500 restitution paid to the first complaining witness, $900 restitution paid to the next complaining witness, 3 days in Harris County Jail as a condition.
Yeah.
What day to begin?
The first.
You said March 21st?
El 21 de marzo va a comenzar.
You need to understand that this now makes 2 DWIs that are going on your record. What happens on the next one?
Con la próxima. Like what?
If you ever pick up another DWI,
No, por
what
manejar
kind of sentence will you be facing?
ya estaría enfrentando.
Pues no sé, sería más grande, pero ya no pienso manejar y tomar.
Well, I don't know. It
No.
would be bigger than this, but I'm not.
Here it comes, the judge's hardest truth bomb. It's not always about reckless partying. Sometimes it's a bad day, a loss, a betrayal. Life hits hard and people drink. But if they drive, the court doesn't care why. They only care that you did it. Powerful moment. Would you say this? Kind of emotional reality check actually gets through.
Planning on driving and drinking and driving.
You know how many times I've heard that,
¿Cuántas veces yo oí?
Mr. Lazo?
No Lazo.
Sí, a otros yo sé que lo dicen, pero yo sí lo cumplo.
Stop. I want you to listen.
Pero que ustedes.
Do you know how many times people have told me, I'm never going to do it again?
Voy a volver a hacerlo otra vez.
Do you know how many times?
¿Sabes cuántas veces?
You never know what happens in the future.
Sucede en el
There's a
futuro.
death in the family.
Hay una muerte
Your wife
en la
cheats
familia,
on
su esposa,
You lose a son or a daughter.
un hijo, una
You
hija.
never know what happens
Pero que va a suceder.
that will cause you
Que podría
to do something
hacer
that you
algo
wouldn't
que
normally
se ha
do.
hecho normalmente.
You need to understand that from now on,
Que de ahora
if you ever pick up another DWI, you will be facing a felony charge,
un cargo
minimum of 2 years in
de
prison,
2 años,
a maximum of 10
máximo
years
10 años.
in prison.
10 años.
And you don't have to be falling down stupid drunk to
Borracho
pick up a felony.
para que le den.
The only thing that needs to happen is you in a car, you get pulled over, just the odor of alcohol.
El olor de alcohol.
One officer is going to look at your record
Que los mirar sus dientes.
and they will make assumptions.
Presumir.
And then you will possibly be facing a felony charge.
Inventando un delito mayor.
So if I were you,
Así que si yo
I
fuera
would
usted,
never,
yo
ever,
jamás
if you've had a sip of
hubiera
alcohol,
tenido un
get
tipo de
into a
alcohol
car.
en un carro.
You understand?
¿Entiende?
Sí, yo lo entiendo.
Yes, I understand.
There is also a $6,000 surcharge
Es un cargo de $6,000
that you will be required to pay on this case
en este caso.
because it's a second DWI.
Porque está seguro
I told you that it was going to cost you big.
que va a costar.
And I will tell you now,
Y le digo,
if you don't pay it,
que si no lo paga,
every $100 that you owe,
dentro de
you will sit 1 day in jail.
ya en la cárcel.
So you can imagine,
Así que imagínate.
because with court costs, you're probably going to owe around $6,500 to $6,600. You can probably guess how long it will take in jail to satisfy $6,600 at $100 per day.
$1,600, a $100 al día.
Es bastante, sí.
Yes, I know, it's quite a bit.
Somehow, we have to get through to you
Ustedes,
so that you understand
para que usted entienda
This is unacceptable.
Esto no.
The only thing we are trying to
No,
do
lo que estamos
is
tratando
prevent someone from dying.
de alguien,
Because every day, someone dies on our road
alguien muere en nuestra
from an
carretera,
intoxication case.
alguien que está ebrio,
You are giving up the right to a trial,
tiene su derecho
right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf,
tenga su
confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported,
podría ser
excluded from the country,
deportado,
denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal.
su derecho a
Once you accept
ya
this
cuando
agreement,
acepta este acuerdo,
you're stuck with us until you successfully complete it, or you get revoked by non-compliance. Now,
ahora,
if you test positive for alcohol,
pasan positivas de
You-
alcohol,
do something to violate this probation, like pick up a new case.
casos
You
nuevos,
do not do your classes on time.
clases, no termina las clases a tiempo.
If you fail to pay restitution to the complaining witnesses, then I will issue a warrant for your arrest.
Ya, bueno, una orden.
And on a probation violation, you're looking at an entire year.
Mira,
in jail.
un año completo en la cárcel.
Do you
¿Lo
understand?
entiende?
Sí, sí, lo entiendo.
Yes, yes, I do understand.
How do you plead to this offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Culpable o no culpable.
Pues soy culpable, pues.
Well, I'm guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty and send you to the agreement.
Sentencio.
So in this case, as part of the plea bargain,
Parte.
you're also charged with failure to stop and give information, which is leaving the scene of an accident.
Dice
And
de-
here we have two people that were,
bueno,
or two different, I guess,
Vehicles.
vehicles that were,
Damaged, yes.
que sufrieron daño.
They were both struck by the felony, yes.
any injuries?
Bueno, a los dos.
No, Your Honor.
Pregunta si hubieron lesiones físicas, dice que no, su señoría.
We were lucky that no one was injured.
Tiene suerte que
Relax.
nadie se lastimó.
No.
señor.
Because it's a second offense, I have to suspend your
Okay.
license.
Tengo su licencia.
I'm going to do it for a year. Because you're not able to drive, you will get a portable device that you will take with you so that we know that you're not consuming alcohol.
Para asegurarnos que no está consumiendo alcohol.
Do you have a portable device now?
I'm not sure. Let me double.
Let's talk numbers. $6,445 owed. Ankle monitor FEs. Breath devices. 2-year payment plans. It's practically a second job just to pay off probation. But here's the twist. If he disappears, everything escalates. Total lockup. No mercy. Is the system offering rehabilitation or digging deeper holes?
Judge, I believe it may be a scram, but let me
El
verify.
resto es una.
Well, I have
Portable.
this.
He has a scram on his
What
leg.
we'll do is, once you get the portable device,
Tienen este aparato por
I will give you an order to remove your ankle monitor.
quiten.
I have been paying for your ankle monitor now.
Por ese
I cannot pay for your portable device while you're on the probation. You will be responsible for that payment.
Eres responsable por ese pago.
We will give you a sufficient amount of time to pay.
Yo te tiempo
I can give you a 2-year,
puedo dar
3-year payment plan.
algo de un plan de pago de 2 o 3 años. Okay.
How much is it?
$6,440.
The total that you will be required to pay is $6,445.
$145.
And we can do that. So that's around 200 and, you're doing it, how many months?
For 16 months.
This is, it's 18 months. Right, so it's,
It's a green card code. So he's in the white already. That's what it is.
I have
That you
358.
have a green card. He's president.
Did you do 16 or did you do 18?
16.
It's 18-month probation.
But the first month is not reported, and then you like to have the fees by the last month, so we only do it by 16.
Got it, okay. If you need more time to pay,
Más tiempo para
we can always give you more time to pay.
Podemos dar más tiempo.
If you ever have any issues, all you need to do is come back and talk with us, and we can work through anything. The worst possible thing you can do is just take off.
Not pay?
No,
No.
the worst possible thing you can do is just take off and not do anything, because then 100% a warrant will issue. But if you have any problems, come communicate with us and we can always work through any issues. But I'm going to tell you now, if I find that you're consuming alcohol, we will have a really big problem. Not to consume, and you're not to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license, liability insurance, and you have a guardian interlock in the car. I'm telling you, if I find that you drive without any of these devices and without our approval, I will grow horns because I will be so upset. Do you understand?
Sí.
Okay.